Euclid's Elements is a classic text that has appeared in several Open University courses. We've turned to our video archive to give you a short overview of this foundation stone of modern-day mathematics. The ancient Greek civilization had many great achievements, and one of their greatest was their mathematics, and Euclid's Elements is essentially a summary of this mathematics. Euclid worked in the 3rd century BC in the city of Alexandria in Egypt. Most of his life is a mystery, other than the fact that he wrote mathematical texts, several of which survive to the present day. He wrote on many topics as diverse as astronomy, optics, and music, but his greatest work was the Elements. This is the title page of the current definitive version of the Elements, which was first published in 1908. There are more than 1,000 editions, more than any book other than the Bible. The Elements was the first substantial mathematics book printed. You may think that colour printing is a recent invention, but this magnificent 1847 edition uses colour figures to simplify the notation. No original version of the Elements exists, and so the current definitive version was due to the detective work of many scholars. The Elements is divided into 13 books. The first 4 books cover basic geometry. Book 1 is concerned with angles and triangles. The most famous result here is Pythagoras' theorem. One of the most important aspects of the Elements was the way it organised mathematics into a logical sequence of 465 propositions. Each proposition was proved by using earlier propositions and some basic definitions and facts. The basic definitions were what was meant by points and lines, etc. For example, a circle is defined to be all points a fixed distance from a given point. Following the definitions are 5 postulates, which nowadays we would more usually call axioms. For example, there is the assumption that a straight line can be drawn between any 2 points. From these basic starting points, Euclid proved many propositions about areas in Book 2, circles in Book 3, regular polygons in Book 4, proportions in Book 5, similar triangles in Book 6, number theory in Books 7, 8 and 9, and this includes the classic proof that there are infinitely many prime numbers. Book 10 looked at irrational numbers, and then the Elements finished with 3 books about solid shapes, and ending with the proof that there are only 5 solids that can be constructed with identical regular polygons. Altogether, the Elements is a tour de force of logical presentation. For example, Archimedes, writing just after Euclid, often refers to the Elements. It is still valid to do this today. To show a result, it's sufficient to quote the book and proposition numbers from Euclid.